And then you kind of like bit my head off about it. Like you got mad at me. Yes.
No,
you said I
didn't.
was being an asshole.
Yeah, you didn't convey anything. Feel deal heal.
But the way you say it, it reminds me of live, laugh, love.
Yeah, it's a crock of shit is what it is.
Welcome back to another episode of Trash is Full. We are your hosts, Jackie and Wes. It's been, 5 days since our son left for the Army.
Yep. How you feeling?
I'm feeling it. Like the first day was probably the toughest.
The day we dropped him off?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of crying that day. And then today, for some reason, I think because I went to go pick up groceries and it's the same route. Like I drove past the place.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That we dropped him off at. And I think just that, like, it just brought back a lot of like things that I was feeling on that day. And then I don't know. Every time I look at the pictures of him around the house, I've wanted to cry like all day, and I've had to hold it back. And I remember like one of the girls, I think it was like the 3-year-old or something. She was like, "Why are you sad?" And I was just like, "Oh shit." I didn't realize like I had that expression on my face. Like I felt it on the inside, but I didn't realize I was conveying it on the outside as well. And it was noticeable. So.
Yeah. John, today when we were bringing in groceries, he's like, "When's Chris gonna get up?" And he was like, "Oh yeah."
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Like he legit.
Yeah, he's like, "Where's Chris?" Or something like that. And he was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. I know. That's tough. I don't know what to do. And like I'm hoping we get to talk to him soon, but I don't know if that's going to make me feel better or worse.
But
You know what I mean?
I do, and I don't think there's any way to tell, but doesn't matter. Like, we got to talk to him.
Oh,
You know
for
what I
sure.
mean?
Oh, no, I'm going to. But is it going to like, oh, okay, he's fine. There's no need to worry. Or am I going to hear it in his voice and it's just going to crush me even more?
So the night that he actually left, he called me at like 5 a.m. or something. Well, he called you. You were asleep.
Well,
Called-
yeah, I have the notifications turned off on my phone, like between certain hours, because I don't want it buzzing beside my bed and waking me up. And I've since to change that so that if he does call at whatever hour, then I can, yeah.
So he called, and it's like, Chris Conley. I was like, "Oh, damn. Okay." I was like, "Shit." Because I was like brushing my teeth or something.
Yeah,
like,
no, I heard you.
I didn't have anything to write because I was prepared to like, "Oh, you got to write down the address." And he was just like, "This is Christopher Conley. I have arrived at basic training. I will call you on this Sunday for 90 minutes and then goodbye," and hung up. And I was like, 90 minutes? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense, right?
That's a really long time for them to get their phone, I feel like.
He'll talk to us for 3 and then
Call his girlfriend.
call his girlfriend for an hour.
No, he'll probably talk to us for like half an hour and then talk to his girlfriend for an hour.
That seems like a long time.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know. And I guess they're doing it different than we did it. It sounds like they're stuck in like an admin flight for a week or two. All right. For us, it was like as soon as you're off the bus.
Well, I mean, that was
So
almost 2 decades ago. So
then-
I'm hoping they've changed some things and improved them.
it's a different branch too. So I don't know.
And-
Maybe that's how they always do it.
That's true. Yeah, you never know.
So you want to talk about whatever the hell happened today?
I think you need to.
Okay.
I think you need to give your version or your perception of what happened, and then I can tell you how I saw it and what was going through my mind.
So we haven't really had any fights in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And this wasn't a fight. It was just like, all right, so you come home from getting the groceries, right?
Okay. And this like goes back to.
I thought I was telling my story.
I'm sorry, but I'm just reminding you, like, this goes back to what I had said earlier about me being upset in the car.
And that's totally fine.
Okay.
And you come in the house. And I was like, hey, babe. And you just look at me. And I was like, hey, babe. And you're like, what? I was like, did I do something wrong? And you're like, no. And you just turned around and walked out. It's like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, okay, cool. And that's
no, keep going. That's not the end of it. Keep going.
That's what happened.
And then I said, hey, are you okay? What's going on? Because I got weird energy from you after that.
Yeah, I don't know why. And you're like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, nothing. I'm just giving you the same energy I got. I give it back. It sucks, right? And you're like, I didn't give you any energy or something. I don't know. And I was like, you intentionally like looked me in the eye and ignored me and then turned around and walked away. Like, I don't know how else to explain that. Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to react to that when I didn't do anything that I know of to upset you.
Okay. Is it my turn?
You go for it.
Okay. So what you said, I agree with. I came home. You were like, hey, girl. And I wasn't in the mood to like do that. Because like I said, I was just upset. I was crying in the car. Like, just wasn't in the mood to be playful like that. And then you're like, did I do something? And I told you no. So like, I felt like you could have let me just be in those feelings, like my feelings of being upset and sad and just in my head with it. And it had nothing to do with you. And I thought I had conveyed that, you know, this isn't about you. I'm not mad at you. Like, I'm going through my own thing here.
Right. But none of those words were expressed.
I said, I'm not, like, you were like, did I do something? I was like, no, like this.
No, this is how I was like, did I do something? You go, no. And you turned around and walked out. But you weren't like, not feeling it. I'm just kind of sad. I miss Chris. Like, if you
because we were bringing groceries and I had to get the girls in, like that wasn't the time to like stop and have that conversation. Yeah. Now afterwards, it'd have been like, hey, you want to tell me what's going on? And I could have been like, yeah, I was crying in the car and I'm really upset with Chris. And I just like,
yeah, I'm not saying a full on conversation, but just a cue of like, just not right now. I'm not feeling it or something. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, it's just like, okay, cool. I guess we're not getting along today. I guess that's what that is.
And then I feel like I like conveyed that to you. I was like, I'm upset about this. Like, yes, I did. And then you kind of like bit my head off about it. Like you got mad at me. Yes. No, you said I was being an asshole.
Yeah. You didn't convey anything. Hold on. Time out. Okay. Sorry. So yeah, when you back into it.
Okay.
When you were like, what's your deal or whatever. And I was like, I'm just, giving you back what you gave me.
Yeah, that's how you said it. Okay.
And I was like, you're kind of being an asshole. But like at no point in that conversation were you like, hey, I'm kind of sad. I miss Chris. We drove by it and it messed me up. Like I didn't get any.
I didn't go into that much detail.
Well, you didn't give me anything. You were just like, oh.
But
that was it.
Told you I was sad. And honestly, I thought you had overheard the conversation between John and I, because he was like, I was like, oh, I was crying in the car. He's like, oh, I'm glad I didn't go with you then.
Yeah, no, I didn't get any of that. I was like, cool. No, that makes sense. And I could have come to that conclusion, but it would have been nice if you had expressed just a little bit, like give me a clue.
I feel like I did too. I told you that I was sad.
No,
And you're like, well, you made it about me
No, you said it has
when
nothing.
I ignored you.
You said it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
That was the only clue that you gave me. And I was like, when you treat me like that, it definitely has something to do with me because it was our interaction.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you just give
And
me a
I
little
also,
bit.
I did apologize. I told you I was sorry and that
Yeah, but
still wasn't good enough.
well, I didn't get any context. And so I just needed to.
But again, like, is that really the time to be having that conversation
we
when
gotta have it.
there's groceries everywhere? The kids need their breakfast. Like,
so
that-
our conversation afterwards, where you're like, "What's up with you?" I was making my breakfast, so like the groceries are put away. The girls had their. Like, we gotta have a conversation at some point.
and that's why I approached you about it then, because I
Right.
was like, this, like,
But you gave me no insight.
but you also didn't ask.
Yeah, I did. I was like, "Did I do something?"
That was before, and I told
Yeah.
you no.
And I'm like, "Okay."
So then you're just
a
like,
jerk.
she's just being a bitch for
Yeah.
no reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I didn't do anything, I don't expect to receive anything. You know what I mean?
I feel like I didn't like give you anything. Was I chipper and happy to see you when I got home? No.
Well, so, and I'm cool. Like, we're not, I hope you know that we're not fighting, or I'm not fighting right now. I'm just going to rehash and replay.
Okay.
But like, you looked me dead in the eye as I asked you a question, and you didn't answer it. And then I asked it again, and I got a 1-word response.
Can I be honest? I didn't even hear you the first time. And I don't even remember like seeing you, to be honest. Like, I remember you like walking toward the door to like help. But as far as like you, I didn't honestly really hear you say anything. I heard you the second time you said it, but I didn't hear you the first time.
Okay.
And I'm being honest. But again, you got to remember, carrying bags in. I've got 2 toddlers that are making noise, dropping stuff, coming in. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're all the way across the room and I'm supposed to hear you
Well,
mumble something.
I wasn't, but it's cool. I'm cool. I apologize if I did actually do anything, or, you know, and I'm sorry that you're sad.
Yeah. Well,
And I get it.
so the thing that you have to understand, I hate talking about this stuff. Is that it's going to keep happening. I'm not going to not be sad.
Yeah.
So when I do get like that, I need you to be understanding about it.
We need a safe word or a trigger, or
But just assume that that's what's going on, maybe. And then when I'm ready to talk about it, then, you know, offer time for that. But it has to be, you know, when I'm ready to talk about it, or when it's appropriate to talk about it, you know, not when kids are, you know, bopping around and like, that's not easy then to communicate.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
yeah, I will assume.
Sorry.
I will assume positive intent. You don't have
I'm
to
so emotional.
apologize for your emotions. I will.
Oh, it's been so long since I've cried, and then like this week, I just can't stop.
I will assume positive intent.
Please do.
And if you can give me a cue of just like a
What do you?
head shake, or like I'm sad, or like something to let me know.
I
you're
feel like
going
me
through.
saying it's not about you. Like that should be like, oh, okay. Like it's something else.
I don't know. If you've been
Do-
a married man and you hear things, it's like I'm fine, or it's not you, and then it turns out that it is. Like that's why I can't believe that.
I feel like I would tell you.
You will eventually,
Okay.
but I don't know.
Okay.
I just need a heads up.
My mascara running. All right. Really had to hold it in there.
Just let it out, babe. You have to cry for both of us.
Ugh, I know. Like
I'm having a
how
hard time crying.
are you?
I'm bummed.
How have
dude.
you been affected by this?
So, this makes me sound like a psychopath.
Oh.
So like we're dropping our son off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like you're crying immediately. And like I could tell our oldest daughter does not want to engage or that she will start crying. So like
Yeah.
she really distanced herself there. And then like, you know, it was my turn to hug him. And I like recognized in my head, yeah, this is sad because he's going to be gone. He's going to be out of our house. This is the first one. Like there's a lot of reasons that, you know, this could be a really emotional event. At the same time, I'm like, hey, you know, he made a plan. He's going after that goal. You know, he's achieving what he set out to do. And he's going to go, you know, do something really, you know, noble. And he's going to set himself up for a good life. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so there's a lot of proud emotions in me. And like, I could recognize that those emotions were in the room. But like, I don't know. I felt sad, but I couldn't be sad. I don't know how to explain that.
Well, I think you can be sad and not cry. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, I recognized the emotion was there. I don't know. I guess
but you felt more proud than sad.
again, like I recognized that it was a proud moment and it was a sad moment, but I didn't really have any emotions.
Mm.
And that makes me, I don't know, concerned.
I
Worried?
mean, I
don't know if it's because I'm super stressed and tired. I don't know.
feel like that's when you'd be more prone to that you'd be more prone to cry. And
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Because it would just be one more thing. And
I only cry at weddings and funerals.
Hmm.
I don't know why. What does that say?
I'm not sure I cried either of those. What does that say?
I don't know. You could take me to a stranger's wedding or a stranger's funeral and I will cry.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you cry? Why would you cry at a stranger's wedding?
It's,
If you don't know their
don't know.
story and you don't know them personally.
I've tried to process this. And I think it's because of everyone else in the room. It goes the same way with funerals. Like everyone else in the room is feeling really having emotions, like either really happy or really sad.
Mm-hmm.
And then the focus is all on, you know, one or two people. And like for a wedding, it's two people like confessing their love and just like that's, I don't know, that's really heavy for me. And that makes me cry. And then at a funeral, it's like everyone is going to miss this person. And like I just see it on everyone's face.
But didn't you see it on all our faces when we dropped him off?
Yeah.
And it didn't have that same impact on you then? Like, I feel like even the recruiters, like, they were just kind of like a little bummed, you know, because they could feel our energy.
Yeah. I don't know.
No?
Not sure.
Mm.
I just hope I'm not like a budding psychopath or something. But I've kind of, I used to cry all the time as a kid, as a teenager, even just like something, couldn't take confrontation like from adults, like people my age I could, but now I don't know. I think I'm broken.
It's possible. Sorry. I'll cry for the both of us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What? You're just staring at me. Menacingly.
Menacingly? No.
No.
So I got to work from home last week and this week. How has that been for you? Because that's the first time that's happened in months.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's going to take some getting used to again.
You don't like it?
I love it. I love that you're here, you know, especially in the evenings. It gives me like so much stress and anxiety knowing that you're up there and like I have to put the girls upstairs for a nap.
Yeah.
And they're not the easiest to go down for a nap. So there's a lot of screaming and crying. And I feel like you're going to hear that. Or if you're on a phone call or a video call, like they're going to hear that. And I don't want that. I don't know. It's just.
Yes.
It triggers some things in me. And I don't want daddy to be mad because the kids are being loud and he's trying to work. So I do my best to keep them quiet, to keep them downstairs, try to take them outside, to the playground.
Keep them downstairs as much as possible. That is helpful.
Yes.
I don't want other people to hear crying kids either, because I don't want the perception of, oh, you know, he's not doing work. He's more focused. He's got to take care of 2 crying babies or something. You know what I mean? I don't want that perception.
Or how is he getting any work done when that's going on in the next room?
What are we paying this guy for if he's not really working? He's taking care of kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree with that, because I swear to God, I'm on my phone talking to someone or on a conference call 80% of my day.
Yeah, it feels like
it's really
most
hard to get
days
shit done.
Pretty heavy. A lot of the times when we go up there, you know, I'll stop and listen. I'll be like, oh, okay, he's on a call, so we got to really make sure that I keep these girls quiet.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no reason for them to go upstairs except when it's nap time.
Right. Well, I take them upstairs to get dressed.
Yeah, you can bring their clothes down if you had to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. True. Sometimes they want to tell you things, though, which I think is sweet. But at the same time,
here's the bad
I'm
part
like, we can't go up there.
I would love nothing more than to hear whatever story they want to tell me.
Yeah.
But they can tell me when I come down and get some water.
Yeah.
Or something.
Well,
you know
that's what I said. I was like, well, Daddy will come down for lunch and you can tell him that we saw a snake then.
Yeah. That's all they wanted to
And then,
tell
of
me.
course, I'm like, all right, we'll go upstairs and we'll listen. And if we hear Daddy talking on the phone, then we can't go in. We got to come back downstairs. So we go up, right? And I hear you on the phone. Okay. Got to go back downstairs. Mary's like grabbing the door handle. I'm like, no.
If the door is closed, you cannot come in.
Right.
If it's open, knock yourself out.
So
One day I had the door open when I was on a call, and Mary comes in her diaper.
Oh my gosh.
And she just climbs right up on my lap as I'm talking to my director. And I was like, hey. She's like, what is happening?
Why do you have a naked toddler on you?
I was like, there's more. I can go get them.
You want them all in here?
Ay.
All them kids. Yeah. No, but I do like it. I like you here in the evening, and it's nice. The girls like it too.
I don't know if they do.
They do.
They
don't like you helping with things, but they like you being here. They want you to be dad. They want you to do the dad stuff, like the playing and the tickling and that. But when it comes to
but you want help with mom
bath
stuff.
time and pajamas, and no, they
stay out.
They want mom doing that.
Dude, last night.
Oh, well, yeah, that's right.
She was like,
last night.
The 3-year-old's like, I want dad to give me a bath. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's sweet.
I was like, yes.
Yeah. I was like, she never wants me to give her a bath. And then she changed her mind. And
boy,
they both screamed for 10 minutes as I bathed them.
Yeah, I don't remember why the 2-year-old had such an issue. I think because she was against you doing it in the first place.
No, the 3-year-old was pissed, and that made her.
Oh, she just, screamed for me the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, no, the 2-year-old wanted a shower. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yes.
She was literally swinging at me as I was washing her hair.
She does that. She gets into that fit.
Yeah.
And she's
over.
just screaming at the top of her lungs like someone's trying to hurt her. And it's kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean, I want to do it because I don't know. It's nice bonding. I used to give Sarah a bath every single night for 6 months when Mary was first born. You know, like
you did.
I enjoyed that time.
Yeah.
And I think it would be nice to help you.
Yeah.
So I'd like to do it for those
just to give me like
too.
a break.
Yeah.
I'm with them all day long.
And so I'm cool with doing it while they're crying. But
you held your composure.
I didn't yell, I didn't scream. I was
No.
actually singing and dancing and just letting them scream. It seemed like a Tarantino movie or something. It's just chaos and then someone's happy. But
no, that's good. That's those moments. That's when it's important to.
Yeah. But is it worth it? Like, are you really getting a break? Because all you're hearing is 2 kids screaming your name. Is that, would it have just been easier if you did it?
It would have.
Yeah.
But I feel like if she would have wanted you to do it and I did it instead, like anyways, if I initiated the bath, same thing would have happened.
Yeah, but much
she
shorter.
would have cried. You don't think?
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Nobody cries for daddy.
The 2-year-old still didn't get her shower, so she'd have still been having a fit.
I was going to go upstairs earlier this morning and get some work done.
Mm-hmm.
But as I was on the couch, like the 3-year-old climbed up on me and was being super lovey-dovey. And then the 2-year-old, I had both of them on me. And I was like, oh man, this is pretty nice. I'm not going to go do some work yet. I'm going to wait.
Yeah. No, take advantage of it.
That was nice.
When they're calm like that.
Yeah, morning time. That's a lot.
No, seriously, that's, till about 10 o'clock. They're really chill. And then they get like that snack in them or something. And it's like, okay, let's go outside now. Because I need you to burn off some energy.
Psychos.
So that you take a nice nap.
Hot. It's so hot.
Today it was actually pretty nice.
Yeah, it was.
For some reason, even though it said, heat advisory, the wind just made it.
Yeah.
So the girls were outside. The 2-year-old, she was playing in the water table and she got her dress wet. So she just takes it off and she's just out there playing in a pull up. And then Sarah takes her shirt off because she got wet. And it's just like, it's okay. No one can see you. It's all good.
My run this morning was, I don't know, it was like 6 o'clock, 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 80 degrees out.
Mm-hmm.
But the clouds were, it was heavy cloud cover and the wind was going. Oh man, it was.
Yeah, it felt nice out.
I went down by the river and then I just walked all the way down that field.
And
I just kept going.
What do you see at the end of it? Is it what I said?
I mean, I didn't get all the way to the end of it. But it just goes right along the river.
I know, but I think once you get to the end, there's like a bank with like sand. Because it opens up into the bay.
I went pretty far and
I've looked on a map.
I went pretty far and it was not the end. I didn't see the end.
You gotta go.
I feel like I was going to end up on someone else's property. I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't say. It just says.
I'll go check tomorrow.
You see signs. Do you know what I mean? The sign says that's part of our HOA. So
that was pretty cool. I saw so many animals. Saw a heron as close from me to you.
They're so beautiful.
And turtle going in the water and then a family of ducks going across the pond. It was cool. Yeah.
You had a nice little Zen moment.
Yeah. Well, it's
and
strange
then you came home.
Yeah. It's craziness. It's weird because when I'm on the road and I'm in a hotel and then I'm at work, I don't see anything other than highway and buildings.
Yeah.
You know
You
what I
don't
mean?
get to see nature.
At all.
Mm-hmm.
If I do, it's because I'm driving past it.
Mm.
So I forget how nice it is to get out and just walk or run and just. I just stood by the river and watched it like an old person. I think I'm just getting old.
No,
It was
that's
just nice. It was does something to me. And we were going to have date night tonight. But you said it was too windy.
Does that sound like a lame excuse?
It's a really lame excuse. Like, well,
I don't know. Things are like weird between us still. And I don't know. Like I said, it's just an off day for me too. Like my energy
yeah.
is not typically, where it is. It's just mopey, sad.
I was down to go to a brewery. I don't know if that's what you were going to want to do.
I don't know. I don't know what I wanted to do. I just wanted to cry.
But today should have been the day we went to the shooting range for our date.
Not very safe when tears are filling your eyes. You can't see. And I don't know.
We should do something fun though.
What, next time?
Soon. Every time we go out, we just go to like a restaurant or a brewery.
Well, girls got to eat.
Well, I get that. I'll get you treats.
Treats.
We need to do something fun.
Yeah.
Something that's not like, okay, instead of sitting at home, we're just going to go to some other building and sit.
Well, the reason we do that is because we sit kid free.
Yeah, that is a different sitting.
Yeah, it is.
Different conversations.
There's no one asking you for juice or you got to clean up. Yeah, you got to clean up their dinner mess, anything like that. Yeah, it's just, you can talk without being interrupted.
No dog click-clacking across the fucking floor. That noise, man. Does something to me.
She'll be leaving us next. Unfortunately.
It's not going to be long.
She's getting up there. She seems still pretty, healthy and active.
There are times. There are short spurts. But then sometimes she's got that like dying dog smell where you're like, oh no. Is it today?
Well, yeah. And then she'll do something and I'll just kind of be like, oh no, is she sick? Like what's going on? But no, she's 13 years old. Still kicking.
Older than that, right?
No, she's 13.
Okay.
She's lived in how many places?
Shit.
Traveled all over too.
Yeah, she's been all over the country.
Yeah. So yeah, and then between Chris and her, it's like, oh, that'd be rough. Rough couple months.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm going out of town that week.
You're more than welcome to.
So this is something I've been thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
We only went to counseling when we were having issues.
Mm-hmm.
Have you thought about us doing counseling when we're not having issues? And which do you think would be more beneficial for us? Couples counseling or individual counseling? Like you go to your own, I go to my own.
I have been to individual counseling.
Right, but it was for like, a crisis.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
What about just routine counseling? Just talking about your normal.
Do you think that's necessary?
I think it depends. I think if you want to continue to grow and just sharpen the blade.
I think there are other ways to do that.
Maybe.
Besides.
Well, not maybe. There definitely is.
Therapy. To me, therapy has always been, my idea of it is you are lacking problem-solving skills communication skills, there's something that you are lacking. And so you are going to see a professional to help you obtain those skills.
Yeah.
So then you can use those in your relationship or in work
almost like a teacher.
Exactly. And
Right.
then, I mean, eventually you feel comfortable in like, okay, I can now put these into practice.
Mm-hmm.
I no longer require you. If I do again, I know who to
Right.
kind of go see. That's kind of been the conversation between my therapist and I, is kind of like, hey, you know, you're doing really well with this. So, you know, keep kind of doing what you're doing. Should you need to talk to me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm welcome to. I can
Yeah.
contact her and say like, hey, really struggling with this. We need to have a session and work some things out, or I need, you know, some help figuring out how to work through this. So that's always kind of been my understanding of therapy or counseling, is to help you in a personal area that you aren't able to
Right.
kind of grow yourself.
I think of it, this exists outside of like just a relationship or like personal struggles, but like even at work, or like when I was growing up playing sports,
Mm-hmm.
like you've got your strengths and your weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people think, well, I need to focus on my weaknesses and strengthen those, and that will make me better. And then some people say, screw my weaknesses. I need to just build on my strengths and find another way to, you know, overcome my weaknesses.
Okay.
And like in business or, you know, at work, I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not good at. The things that I'm not good at are the things I don't like doing. So I just delegate, have someone else do those that does enjoy those, and then I can do the things that I'm stronger at. So I wonder if you can use.
But isn't that a strength in itself? Is
Yeah.
being able
Yeah.
to identify that these are my weaknesses and
For sure.
knowing
Yeah.
who. So
But like wrapping up, you know, bringing it back to counseling, if you only use it for times when you're struggling or you're weak
Mm-hmm.
or building on your weaknesses, couldn't you then also go to counseling and just talk about your normal stuff and just try to get better in certain ways as an individual and bring things that you're struggling with, you know, as well, but have goals and they kind of help you call your bullshit. And,
But why couldn't you do that for yourself?
well,
If you know what your strengths are, and why couldn't you
there's always
further
something-
pursue those on
we-
your own?
There's always something we don't know, right?
Mhm.
No one knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so it would have to be someone who knows more than you. Or maybe you got some shit that you don't even like, hey, why can't I cry? You know what I mean? Maybe there's something there. And those are conversations that you start unlocking. Or, oh, yeah, that did happen to me when I was young. I never really knew what to do with that.
That sounds like more individual than couples.
Right. I'm only describing individuals.
Right.
I'm just wondering, you know, that exists for couples as well. I mean, you can just check in. But my original questions was, have you thought about doing that on a more routine basis? And I guess that would be a no.
No, I
Okay.
haven't. One, I just don't think there's time for it, to be honest. Like, when are you going to fit that in?
Yeah, it just had to be at night like we're doing right now.
Well, and then that would be probably not covered under your insurance. Also, I'm going to guess
Yeah.
if it's at night. And then also, I mean, shit's expensive if it's not covered under your insurance. Luckily, mine was,
Yeah.
but
When
we
it
went
wasn't.
together, it was not.
Mm-mm.
And I think they had this thing, wasn't it? Your first whatever sessions was this much, and then like you paid a certain
I honestly don't
amount, like
remember.
weekly or monthly. I don't know, but I mean, you're talking,
I think you bought-
hundreds of dollars.
Yeah. But I mean, if it makes you a stronger couple, you would
True, but I also feel like there's things that we or couples could do on their own.
Yeah.
Like steady date nights and things of that nature that, you know, we're not putting the effort in there. So why would we for the counseling?
That's the word. Because it's the same reason people have, you know, personal trainers. Like everyone knows that you have to eat good foods and not the bad foods, and you have to work out.
Yeah, I feel like a personal trainer like helps you know which exercises to target, which body parts, and then also make sure that you're doing it correctly so that you get the results that you want and you don't injure yourself.
I think if you had the right therapist, they could act that way for you as well.
Maybe. I mean, you're more than welcome to. I just honestly don't feel the need for it right now.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
I was wondering, especially with, you know, Chris leaving.
I mean, that's just shit I got to work through on my own. It's just, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's groups out there if I, you know, support groups or if I wanted to.
That's not for me.
Learn more about it, but.
I wish it was. I wish I was more into that.
There's like a saying that I read recently. It's like, feel, deal, heal. So you got to feel it. Like, it's okay to feel these emotions. It's okay to feel sad. And so you got to feel it.
What if you don't?
And then you got to deal with it. And then, you know, I'm sure healing is a little ways down the road, but
I feel like that's making it, I don't know. Not everyone can do those 3 things well. Like if someone would have told you when you were going through your stuff, like, you got to feel, deal, heal, man. Like, you'd be like, I'm thinking about killing myself. What? What are you talking about?
So for a medical diagnosis, I would not recommend that to somebody. But if you're just, you know, sad because life happens, then you know what I mean? We knew this was going to happen. Tried to prepare myself for it as best I could. So I just have to.
Time out. Okay, we're back. We're talking about feel, deal, heal. And I was feeling angry when your dog was click-clacking on the floor. And I dealt with it by putting her outside.
The way you say it, it reminds me of live, laugh, love.
Yeah, it's a crock of shit is what it is.
It is not. It's
live, laugh, leave me alone.
Helping me.
Well,
feel.
That's good.
Just feel. It's okay to feel.
It is. Do you feel like you're trying to hide back your emotions when you're around the littles?
No. I just don't want to be crying in front of them constantly.
Well, have they seen you cry before?
Yes. And they tell me not to. And they say, don't be sad.
Yeah.
And then I try to tell them it's okay to be sad.
So after our little tiff or whatever, the girls wanted to go outside and play hide and seek. And I wasn't going to say no, but I was not in the mood. And so I'm just out there and I'm kind of half-assing it, going through the motions. And it was my turn to find Sarah. And I had a feeling, she's pretty good at hiding. I had a feeling she was in the pumpkin patch.
She always hides in the pumpkin patch.
So I walked over there and she's like popped up as happy as she could be. And she goes, why are you grumpy? And I was like, yeah, like she picked up on it. And there's a book that we read her at night about being grumpy. So I'm sure that's where she got the
that's
word.
right. Grumpy monkey.
Yeah. And I quoted the book and I was like, me? I'm not grumpy. And
did you beat your chest?
No, I didn't have it in me. And she said, why is your face like that? And I was like, well, I am a little grumpy. I was like, but it's okay to be grumpy. She's like, just be happy. And she's like, tag, you're it, and then runs away.
Yeah, she does not like it when we're anything other than happy. Like
Yeah.
if I talk to her in a way that's not cheerful, you know, if I'm stern with her, she thinks like, oh, you're mad, or, you know, don't be mad at me.
Or you're mean.
Yeah, don't be mean.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes she says, don't be mad. And I'm like, honey, I'm not mad. I just want you to lay down.
Yeah. I want you to listen.
Stay in your bed. Like, yeah, it's not. So I don't know if it's just a normal developmental thing
I think
among,
it's really good she can recognize the difference.
but I'm just saying for toddlers, if it's like a survival skill that their caretakers are happy, because then that, you know, signifies to them like, oh, I'm going to be taken care of and I'm safe because,
Makes
you know,
sense.
yeah. But if they're sad or angry, then that's jeopardizing my safety.
Today I was getting them dressed this morning and on top of their dresser
Mhm.
is that lamp, right?
They're like
Their lamp. Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
That they turn on when we,
Yeah. The reading lamp. Okay.
and so she was pissed off about something. She slams her top drawer and the lamp falls over.
Oh.
And she goes, pick that up.
To you?
Yeah. And I was like, no. I was like, you need to pick that up. You broke it. You fix it. She goes, don't tell mom. I don't want to get grounded like she's ever been grounded. She said, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to be grounded. I was like, well,
Great.
I was like, you better hope it works. I was like, you need to pick it up. So she did. And she like crawled back there because it's not in a convenient spot where it fell. And she got it. And then she like looked at me and she clicked it on and it came on. She was like, oh, thank you. Turned it off. But yeah, she was like, don't tell mom.
Don't tell mom. I love that. I feel like I'm the dad in that situation. Typically, it's like, don't tell dad. Like,
Yeah.
he's the one that's going to be upset. But that's funny. Don't tell mom.
On that note,
Yeah.
let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap
go
it
to
up.
bed.
Yeah.
It's
Let's
a heavy emotions day.
It,
So
it was a day. Yeah. All right. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. We will see you all next week.
all right. Yeah.
Bye.